is everyone? It's been a while since I've done a live stream, but I've been very busy, so that's good news. A lot of progress is being made, and even though I guess I officially will be considered an influencer, I am not going to be able to have the presence that the typical influencer would have. They advise you to go live or submit content 2 to 3 times a day. And because I am a business owner and I actually own multiple businesses, and I'm still involved with the most of the operations, at least at the I manage the managers basically. So I still have a lot that I do. And then with the 3 new businesses that I'm working on, it requires a great deal of effort. You all know how the startup stage can be. So I wanted to check in with you all because first I want to know what you all think about the 30-day Boss Up Challenge. I released the videos. I didn't release them in order. There was no particular order that they needed to be released. But basically you have at least 30 days of topics that deal with entrepreneurship. So I hope that you all are enjoying those videos. They were pre-recorded from I think about 6 months ago, 5 or 6 months ago. It's really hard to believe that much time has gone by since I've done that. And when I look at what I was doing when I first started to what I'm doing now, there's been tremendous progress. In the Boss Up Challenge, as I told you all, the Boss Up Challenge was something that I was participating in myself. So it was me gearing up to do business again after taking a 3-year break to be in school. So the Boss Up Challenge was really helpful when I look at from then till now what's been accomplished. Just amazing ideas, building teams, establishing relationships. It's been really good. So I come to you today with a new topic. What qualifies you? What qualifies you? And what I mean by that is if you are attempting to become an influencer, if you want to be a business coach, if you want to do digital marketing, for whatever it is that you're choosing, what qualifies you to do it? When you go before an audience or you present your services or your product, what qualifies you? What would make your audience, your customer, the consumer, want to trust you or think that you're credible? What would make you credible? Why is it that you feel you're the person for the job, basically? And you can have your opinion about what qualifies you, but you also have to consider your target market because it's really them that makes the decision. They get to choose. So I'm going to kind of niche down to talk about this business coaching space and all of the life coach, business coach, just these services where someone is basically trying to provide somebody advice or help them figure out how to get in business or to make changes in their life. So let's talk about why people feel they're qualified to do that. Well, I've broken it down into a few categories, and it's not an exhaustive list, but I just came up with 5 things. And what I've noticed is that sometimes you have people where the amount of money that you have is what qualifies you. For instance, if you say you're good at business, does your bank account reflect that? Some people want to see, well, how much money do you have in the bank? What's your net worth? And for some people, that is what qualifies. That's what qualifies you as competent. It's how much money you have in the bank. There are some people that feel that way. And I feel like in business, to an extent, that plays a role, for sure. But another thing is, what about knowledge? Knowledge. Let's say you have a lot of money in the bank and you've been fairly good with business, but you're trying to advise your audience on a topic that you're not knowledgeable about. It would be kind of like if I were to suddenly want to become a life coach. I don't feel qualified to be a life coach. I just don't. I don't feel like I've put in the time and effort to study it, and I don't feel like I've set the example enough for myself to feel like I deserve to, say that I should be someone's life coach. That's not me. I don't have the adequate knowledge base, in my opinion, to do that. And so knowledge can be something that your audience feels is important, more so than the money that you have. You might be very wise, and may not have a lot of money, but you might still know a lot about a certain business or industry. Another thing people value and that will qualify you is experience. Now, knowledge kind of comes from experience, but just because you have knowledge doesn't mean you have experience. But if you have experience, it implies you have knowledge. I'll give you an example. A student, someone that goes to school and gets a degree, they have knowledge. Theoretically, they have knowledge, whatever the subject, whatever the degree, the major, the minor that they're pursuing, they are assumed to have knowledge. But if they didn't have an internship and they have not worked in their field yet, they don't have the experience. And we all know people value experience. So experience is definitely one of those things. So same thing in business. I've seen quite a few people call themselves business coaches and all the other words they use for it, and the only business that they've engaged in is the business of coaching. And that might work. I would definitely not insult any of the people that decided to become a business coach and make it their business, because if they've been able to do it successfully, they are in their own right a business person. However, if you try to become a business coach before you've actually successfully established a business, some people may not think you're credible. They may not feel like you're qualified. It's, did you gain your experience about business through successfully building businesses and now you've decided to share it with others? Or did you just wake up one day, decided you want to help other people and you want to start your own business as a business coach? There's a difference there. And it's up to the audience. It's up to the consumer if they feel that qualifies you. Are you qualified to do that job? I'm not judging it, because I know that it depends on the person who you are providing a service to. You have to sell them on yourself. Okay? Another thing people actually think qualifies you are core values. Core values. I was on my timeline today. I always scroll and just look and see what people are talking about and try to stay in the know. And I saw it was a post with Denzel Washington, or it was like a meme, and he said something positive and it sounded real good. But somebody commented underneath and said that they noticed that they didn't hear him give God any of the glory, or something to that effect. And to that person, here you are talking about Denzel Washington. Now, he's definitely, I think, earned some respect in his industry and everything. But this person didn't care about how rich he was, how famous he was, how good he was at acting, how many Oscars he's won. They didn't care. Did not care about that. They noticed that he failed to mention or, give credit or glory to God. And for them, that was enough to discredit him and actually kind of talk negatively about him. So core values, like your belief system, politics, religion, sexuality, there are a lot of things that if people don't, if your core values are not in alignment, some people, that's a deal breaker for them. They will not feel like you are qualified to guide them or be a leader to them. So core values. The fifth thing that I had is relationships. Who do you know? Who do you know? You know, the clout chasing thing is real. A lot of times people will judge you based on the connections that you have. You might not have a lot of money. You might not have a lot of knowledge. You may not have a lot of experience. And you may not even be a great person. Your core values might be terrible. I don't know. But if you know someone, or you know quite a few people, sometimes that's enough for people to actually think you're credible just on who you know. So these are 5 things, and there are plenty of other things that I didn't cover, and I don't want this to be too long because I was told, advised by a popular influencer that you don't want your videos to be too long. So I'm going to try to keep it brief. But those are just 5. So you have money, knowledge, experience, core values, and relationships. Those are some broad categories that I think kind of covers pretty nicely what qualifies a person to do a certain job or be in a certain role. And again, there's 2 dynamics. There's one, what you feel qualifies you, and then what the receiver or the intended recipient of your services, what they feel qualifies you. I'm assuming that in order to be successful, the way that you qualify yourself is the same way that your target audience will qualify you. And if you can get that in alignment, then you may be on your way to success with your audience and everything else. It's difficult to know who you're working with. I know who I am, and I know what I feel qualifies me. So the best approach I can take is to tell my story, be authentic, and those who like what I'm talking about will listen and come back for more. Those who don't, won't. And that's how you end up with your following, basically. And hopefully your following, I think some of the ways that you know your following is a good fit for you is if you don't have a lot of trolls. I have to say, I feel very fortunate that it's been about 2 months since I launched the Diamond Lab Facebook page, and I only had like maybe two experiences, and it was within the first couple of days actually that I had 2 people, and this was when I was still working on my targeting and figuring out how to work the digital marketing and all of that. Only 2. I think it was just 2 bad experiences, and it wasn't anything serious. It was just 2 people that were kind of what I would consider negative, or just not really, I guess what you call a troll, basically. So 2 months, and to have over 50,000 followers, that's pretty good. So I'm hoping that the people who have engaged with my page, engaged with posts, I'm hoping that I'm giving you what you're looking for and that you keep coming back for more. Now, part of how I'll know what you all need and want from me is by you all telling me. So what I'd like for you all to start doing is, well, number 1, I created a Facebook group. At first, I didn't understand the purpose of having a Facebook page and a Facebook group. I had to kind of study like what the differences are and what you can do with one and not the other, the advantages of each. And so I did notice that engagement between your members, it creates a platform for that. And also it's just people can post and do different things depending on how you set up your group. So I started a Facebook group. If you're interested in being able to talk more and engage more with me and other people that are supposedly like-minded, then I encourage you to join the group. You may not need to join the group. You might be fine just being on the page. The other thing you can do is, even if you're not here with me live, I'm definitely willing to always go back and check my videos for comments that people might leave when they're watching a replay. And for those of you that have been paying attention, you notice that I do a lot of watch parties because I released a lot of content within the past 2 weeks. I released about 30 videos, and each of those videos were at least a half an hour up to about 90 minutes long. So you all have plenty to look at and to consume, but I still want to keep coming back and making sure that I'm talking about the things that are relevant to what you all are looking for. And I also want to check in and keep you all posted on the launch of our program. I'm not going to give any details right now because I don't want to say too much. I really feel like we should roll out the product and just let you all see for yourself. I am considering some free trials and things like that. So just know that I am diligently working towards getting the platforms together. In the beginning, I didn't even know that was the route I was going to take as far as the method that I'm using. But I'll tell you what let me know that I needed to change the way I was planning things out. If you all, the following grew so quickly, and the messages that were coming through Messenger, at first I was like keeping up with it, making sure that everybody got a response, taking my time with that and just making sure. But it started rolling in so much that I got backlogged and I couldn't keep up. So I got to thinking, if this is happening already in the first month or so of me launching, I don't want to let anybody down. And I don't want anybody to have or feel like they had a bad experience with my page, with me, or anything being non-responsive or unhelpful. So I figured that I have to come up with something that's going to be able to handle the volume that we might be doing. If the amount of messages that I received and the amount of applications, because in the beginning I was actually accepting applications, if those were to continue coming in at the pace that they were, I definitely would have to have a platform that can handle that and make sure that it's well thought out so that I don't have a lot of people ready to pay me to help them, but I can't because I'm only one person. So I'm really excited about what I'm coming up with. I'm working with the team in Ireland, and they are really awesome. These guys, I mean, they're just awesome to work with. It's been rare that I've had the experience to work with people that I actually look forward to meeting with. There's a lot of laughter, great ideas, no missed deadlines, just really good services. And so the people that I'm meeting as I'm building up these new businesses that I'm starting, that is part of the vetting process. The way that they work with me in helping me to grow a business is part of the vetting process. And so with the Diamond Lab, the goal is to make sure that members don't have to worry about the providers, the vendors that are associated with the Diamond Lab. They can feel like anybody in the Diamond Lab could be a good fit for them as long as they follow the program. Because there is a program. I want to talk about it. I want to talk about it so bad, but I have to be careful with that because if I talk about it and give too many details, somebody else might, try to beat me to it. And I'm so excited to offer this that we're coming up with because the whole computer side of everything that, the computer coding and algorithms and all of that I don't know anything about, these guys are helping me to understand how to turn my vision into an algorithm, create an algorithm that is like my personality. So it's been phenomenal. I'll just tell you a little teaser. It's like an algorithm that's like my personality. And that's how I want to help people. But it's going to be so much more, though. So much more involved. So stay tuned. I'll be checking in with you all. And also, for those of you all who have questions about business in general, when I go live, I'll try to make sure that I give an opportunity for Q&A. The only thing I don't want to do is when I do Q&A, when I repost the videos, I don't want people to think the video is that long. Whatever the content I'm talking about or the subject, usually I'll try to keep it to like 15 minutes. So I don't want people to get freaked out and see that the video is like 90 minutes long, because 15 minutes was me giving you the information and then the other time was Q&A. So I'll try to keep it separate, but I'll make sure that I go live frequently enough and at different times, because I recognize I have a following overseas and in different countries, so I know the time zones can be off. So I try to I'll make sure that I'm going live at different times so that people are awake to be able to engage with me and ask their questions. Let's see who we have in here. Hey there. You are studying so hard. Express yourself. It's nice to meet you. I've been seeing your name a lot, and I want to say thank you for, I've seen your name on quite a few of the videos. It lets me know that you've been kind of scrolling through and checking them out, and I really appreciate it. If you need anything, if you have a question now, let me know. I know you said good night. You said greatness comes with patience. Yes. Yes. I have a lot of patience. Maybe too much. But patience can cause you to tolerate a lot of things that maybe you shouldn't. But I do have a great deal of patience, and I'm just excited. So I do have a meeting tomorrow at 2:00 with the Ireland team. And we're going to talk about how to speed it up, because I want to get you all this product. I'm not saying it's going to be life-changing for you. I'm not going to do that. I don't think I'll ever be able to be the person who is really trying to like push something off on the customers, telling you that you're going to get 100 times revenue and 10x growth, and if you use this product, you are guaranteed to be successful. I can't do any of that because I don't believe in any of that. But I am excited because I think the idea that I have about how to get people the best chance at succeeding and the best teams to work with, I think that idea is good. And more importantly, it's affordable and accessible to people. No offense to my business coaches, don't get upset with me, because I do have something for you all that will help you all too. But when I hear about people paying like $8,000 for business coaching, and it might only be like a month or two that they're getting the assistance. I mean, I know it's great for the business coach to be able to command that type of pay, but as a businesswoman, I can't imagine. I just mark this day down. Somebody take notes, quote me, screenshot, whatever you have to do. I'm saying it. I'm never going to become that person who is going to totally like overcharge for things that I know are not costing me very much to offer people. Okay, my time is very valuable, but that's why I'm getting creative with how I can help people. So I don't think I'll ever become the person. I want people to be able to get the help they need to build their businesses at an affordable price, and not have to be worried that they're going to be paying people who are crooks or incompetent or just not a good match. Because sometimes it's not that the person doesn't do a good job. It may not be a good match. And the Diamond Lab is heavy on matching. We're all about the matching. So that's it, really. So we talked about what qualifies you. What's important to you, whoever you taking advice from when it comes to business. Do they need to have a lot of money for you to respect them or trust them? Do they need to have a lot of knowledge, experience? Do they need to have similar core values? Do they need to be connected? Do they need to be all of that, or just a few of those things? Figure that out for yourself, because that's going to be very important in who you decide to work with and who you decide to spend your precious time watching. And the other thing I want to say is I will try not to flood you all with too much content, because what happens is we have all these choices now of what we can watch, what we can consume. and it's a lot of good information out here. But I think part of why some people are struggling and not succeeding at business is because they're watching too much and not doing enough. So if I really want you to succeed in business, how could I, in good faith, go live 4 and 5 times a day expecting you to tune in when you really need to be doing the work? Because I know that's what I'm going to be doing, which is why I can't be on here 3 and 4 times a day. Okay? So I'll make sure I don't overfeed you guys. So consume some, learn something, and go apply. Come back for more. Consume, learn, go apply. All right? Because remember the video I have, knowledge is power, necessary but not sufficient. You need the knowledge, but you have to also turn that power into energy. It has to actually be action. Okay? So thank you so much for being here with me tonight. You say your vision is good, so express that greatness. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to continue speaking from the heart, and I hope you all don't mind. I don't do too many bells and whistles. I haven't gotten my videos edited. That's something I'll consider. But for now, I think the information is, you have the information. There you go. Okay? So are there any questions? Yes, apply. You must apply what you learn. Otherwise, you're just super smart. And that's it. All right. Well, I think I'm supposed to be asking you all to like the video and subscribe to the YouTube channel, all that stuff. You all already know what to do. I did create a YouTube channel for the Diamond Lab. I have not really filled out the profile and set it up, but I did upload, I think, a video or two, and I'll continue to upload it. I know there are some people who prefer YouTube. And when people go looking for information, they oftentimes will search YouTube. So the Diamond Lab is on YouTube now. And but I'll continue checking in here with Facebook. So if you want to share this information with anybody who you think it will be helpful, please do. And I appreciate it. Okay? So I'm going to say good night. You did? Thank you. I appreciate it. I don't want, just only if it's valuable. I'm not going to get into, oh, yes, please like, subscribe, share. No, only if you find value in this and you think it's somebody else that can benefit from it. Please share. And that way it pushes organic growth and people get to find out that there is someone out here who is offering free content. And I call myself a mastermind. I'm actually going to own that title. And what qualifies me in my mind is the money, the knowledge, the experience, the core values, and the relationships. I feel like I have all 5. So keep coming back for more, okay? Good night, Timothy. Roxy, hey. How you doing? I'm just actually getting ready to sign off. We talked about what qualifies you. What qualifies a person to think they should be giving advice to people about business and different things. So thanks for tuning in for a second, Roxy. I see you doing big things with the crochet, and you got an event or something coming up. I think I saw. Was happy to see that. Okay. All right, Timothy, thanks for tuning in. And Roxy, thank you too. Roxy is actually one of my friends in real life. She's actually she's one of now the over 50,000 followers. I actually get excited when I see someone I really know, actually. So thanks for supporting me. If you feel the video is helpful, please do share and like it. You tired? Yeah, that's what happens when you're working and doing things. Matter of fact, I'm surprised. Oh, you need to get into bed. It's late, and I know you probably have to get up tomorrow. But anyway, I'm proud of you, though. I'm definitely proud of you for you're trying to. I see you stepping it up, and I know the last time me and you talked in Messenger, I was sharing some things with you. So I like the action that I see you taking. Okay. Good night, everybody. I'll be tuning in with you all later in the week.